today we are going to learn about the lesson, The Last Leaf. The author of the lesson, Last Leaf, is O. Henry, okay, born as William Sidney Porter. Yes, and he was an American writer who wrote nearly 600 stories about life in America. How much? 600 stories. How many stories? 600 stories about life in America. His first collection of stories was Cabbages and Kings in 1904. In 1904. Yes, which is his first collection of stories, that is Cabbages and Kings in 1904. Some of his famous work included Some of his famous work included The 4 Million, The Gift of the Maggie, among the others. His best and perhaps the funniest work is one of his last stories, The Ransom and Red Chief. Many of his writings have been adapted as films. So this is the introduction of the author O. Henry, okay, who wrote nearly 600 stories. Okay, and his first collection of the stories was Cabbages and Kings in 1904. And some famous works included The 4 Million, The Gift of the Maggie, okay, and his funniest work included The Ransom, and it is the last stories, The Ransom and the Red Chief. Okay, so see, this is the lesson. The Last Leaf is adapted of O. Henry's story of the same name. Okay, The Last Leaf is an adaptation of O. Henry's story of the same name. It is a story about two struggling artists, John C. and Sue. John C. and Sue, okay, who came to New York from different parts of the United States and became friends upon learning that they shared the same interest. Okay, so this is the lesson, The Last Leaf. Here in the lesson, yes, there are two things, that is pneumonia. Okay, see, pneumonia, what is the meaning of pneumonia? You know that it is an infection of the lungs which is caused by bacteria, fungi. Here there is a Bay of Naples. Okay, it is a 15 kilometers wide gulf located on the southwestern coast of Italy. So there are things, that is two words, that is pneumonia and Bay of Naples. Okay, so you know that pneumonia is an infection of the lungs which is caused by the bacteria, fungi, viruses and parasites, and Bay of Naples means it is a 15-kilometer wide gulf located on the southwestern coast of Italy. So this is the lesson, The Last Leaf. In the poorer parts of New York, there was a colony where many struggling artists lived. Among them were Sue and John C. They had come to New York from different parts of the United States. When they met, they found that they shared the same interests and they became friends. They shared a flat, set up a joint studio, trying to earn a living through art. Okay, so The Last Leaf, it is an adaptation of O. Henry's story of the same name, and it is a story about two struggling artists named Sue and Jancy. Okay, and they had come to New York from different parts of the United States. Means they came from the different cities. When they met, they found that they shared the same interest. Means both had the same interest, and they became friends, and they shared a flat Ashwini teacher. So this is the story of Johnsy and Sue. Okay, and they were the artists. Okay, and they are share they were belonging to the different states. They came, they met, and they found that they are sharing the same interests, and they became friends, and they shared a flats and set up and joined studio and trying to earn uh, for their living through the art. So Johnsy was small, thin, and not very strong. After spending a few months in New York, she became ill with pneumonia. In those days, it was not easy to cure pneumonia patients. Though Sue looked after her well, Johnsy showed no sign of improvement. Okay, so Johnsy, she was small, thin, and not very strong. Okay. After spending a few months in New York, she became ill with pneumonia. You know that I already told you pneumonia is it is an infection of the lungs which is caused by the bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites. So she's suffering. She became ill with the pneumonia. In those days, it was not easy to cure pneumonia patients, and there were no sign of the improvement. Okay, and Sue looked after her well, and Johnsy had no any improvement. Okay, so one day Johnsy caught pneumonia, and despite Sue taking good care of her, she showed no sign of the improvement. Okay, one day the doctor told Sue that Johnsy had one chance in 10, and that chance is for her to want to live. He said, your little lady has made up her mind that she not going to get well. He told Sue that medicines alone did not help if the patient did not wish to live. So one day one day Johnsy caught a pneumonia, and despite Sue taking her care, okay, but there were no any sign of improvement. The doctor told Sue that Johnsy had 1 in 10 chance of surviving the infection. That is, it was necessary for her to have the will to live, and medicines alone were not enough to help her survive. Okay, according to the doctor, the reason she was not recovering was because she had given up the will to live. Yes, why the doctor said that? Because yes, according to the doctor, the reason she was not recovering was that, yes, because she had given up. Yes, she had given up the will to live here. That day, Johnsy just lay in bed without making any sound or movement. First, Sue thought that she had fallen asleep, but then she noticed that Johnsy was looking out of the window and was counting something again and again in a very low voice, almost a whisper. Sue to look out of the window, but there was nothing to see, only an old ivy vine, grand and decayed at the roots, climbed halfway up the brick wall. The cold breath of autumn had taken away most of the leaves. Only the skeleton branches were left, clinging to the bricks. What is it, dear? Asked Sue. 6, said Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100. So there is a word grald. Okay, see, grald means twisted. Okay, grald means twisted. So, doctor, according to the doctor, the reason that Johnsy was not recovering was that she had given up that will to live. And that day, Johnsy lay in bed without saying anything. Yes. So, observe to the Johnsy that she had fall. She means he thought that she had fallen asleep in sleep, but then he, but then she noticed that Johnsy was looking out of the window and was counting something again and again. Yes, in a low voice. When Sue looked out from the window, she could see nothing except the old ivy vine with decayed roots that had climbed up the brick wall. Yes, one day Johnsy had lay in her bed without making any voice, and when Sue looked out from the windows, yes, and she was counting something, okay, in a low voice, and when Sue looked out from the window, she could see nothing except the old tree ivy vine with decayed roots that had climbed up the brick wall, and the winds had made the creeper shed all its leaves, and now only a few branches were left clinging to the bricks. When Sue asked Johnsy what she was doing, Johnsy told her that she would die when the ivy vine sheds its last leaf. Sue told Johnsy that her health did not depend upon the leaves of the ivy vine, that she had excellent chances of recovering. See the next paragraph. It made my head ache to count them, but now it's easy. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now. 5? What, dear? Leaves on the ivy vine. When the last one falls, I must go too. I have known that for 3 days. Didn't the doctor tell you? Oh, I never heard of such nonsense, said Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with young getting well? And you used to love that wine, so don't be silly. The doctor said that you had excellent chances of getting well. Take some broth now and let me get back to my work. Broth means a hot soup. A hot soup. But Johnsy just kept looking out of the window. There goes another. No, I don't want any broth. That leaves just 4. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will go too. Johnsy, said Sue, will you promise me to keep your eyes closed and not look out the window until I am done working? I must hand I must hand those drawings in tomorrow. I need the light, otherwise I will have closed the window. I don't want you keep looking at those silly ivy leaves. So, Sue told Johnsy that her health did not depend upon the leaves of the ivy vine, and that she had excellent chances of recovery. Sue asked her to have some broth, means means he asked for the hot soup, but Johnsy refused and kept looking out of the window instead. She told Sue that she wanted to see the last leaf of the vine fall before it got dark, means before the night. However, Sue did not want Johnsy to keep looking at the ivy vine and feel more depressed. So Sue asked Johnsy to close her eyes and let her complete her work. Johnsy obeyed and fell asleep as she closed her eyes. After that, what happens? See, tell me as soon as you have finished, said Johnsy, closing her eyes because I want to see the last one fall. Try to sleep, said Sue. I must call Bearman up to be my model of old man that I'm drawing. I will not be gone a minute. Old Bearman was a painter who lived on the ground floor, but he was a failure in art. For 40 years, he had wielded the brush but had not made any money. He had been always about to paint a masterpiece, but had never yet begun it. For several years, he had only made a few paintings. He earned a little by serving as a model to the young artists in the colony who could not afford other models. He always talked of his coming masterpiece. She told Behrman about Jones's fancy. Fancy means imagination. Yes, he told about the Joneses' imagination. Fancy means imagination. Told Bearman was shocked that anyone could have such idiotic imagining. What, he cried. Are there people in the world foolish enough to die because of leaves dropping off from wine? I have not heard of such a thing. Why did you allow this thought to enter her brain? Okay, so see, Sue called to the Mr. Bearman, who was a painter and who lived on the ground floor. Okay, but he was a failure artist. Okay, so Behrman dared downstairs neighbor to model for her. He too was an artist and though not a successful one. Okay, see here, he was a failure in art, though not a successful. Okay, he always desired to paint a masterpiece but never got around to actual painting one. However, he made some money by serving as a model for other artists in the colony. When Sue told Behrman about the Jonesy's condition, Jonesy's imagination, Jonesy's fancy, and uh, when Sue told Behrman about Jonesy's condition, uh, about her imagination, he was surprised and asked Sue how she could allow Johnsy to think that way. Okay, how she could allow Johnsy that think like that imagination. He told you that someday he would paint a masterpiece and then they would all go away. See, she is very ill and weak, said Sue. The fever has made the fever has made her mind full of fancies. This lace is not good for Miss Johnsy. Someday I will paint a masterpiece and we shall all go away. Yes, said Bearman. Johnsy was sleeping when the two went upstairs. Sue showed Bearman the ivy vine that Johnsy saw through the window. They looked at each other for a moment without speaking and then began their work. Outside, the cold rain was falling continuously, mingled with the snow. Sue closed the window. Mingled means mixed. Okay? Mixed with snow, Sue closed the window. Next morning, when Sue woke up, she found that Johnsy was staring at the closed window again with dull, wide open eyes. Open the window. I want to see, she ordered. Sue obeyed. But lo, even after the rain and the fierce wind that blew throughout the night, there yet stood against the brick wall on ivy leaf. It was the last on the vine, still dark green near its stem, but with the edge tinted with aloes. It hung bravely from a branch some 20 feet above the ground. See, when Sue told Behrman about the Jonesy's condition and her imagination, he was surprised and asked Sue how she could allow Jonesy to think that way. And he told Sue that someday he would paint a masterpiece that then uh, he, they would all go away. Sue showed Behrman the ivy vine that Johnson's had been seeing through the window. After that, Behrman saw the vine. He and Sue gave each other a quiet look and then began their work. It poured throughout the night. The next morning, Johnsy asked Sue to open the window, and she saw that Johnsy was staring at the closed window and again with a dull wide open eye. And when the window was open, Johnsy was surprised to see that Ivy Vine still had one leaf left. Johnsy prepared herself because she knew that as the last leaf fell, she too would leave this world. Okay, so see it here. It is the last one, said Johnsy. I thought it would from a vine. I have not heard of such a thing. Why did you allow this thought to enter her brain? She is very ill and weak, said Sue. The fever has made her mind full of fancies. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at it. Then she called Sue. Sue, dear, she said, I have been a bad girl. Something has made a last leaf stay there to show me how wicked I was. It is a sin to want to die. After that, she was ready to take the broth and milk that Sue brought her. She wanted to sit up in bed. Someday I hope to paint the Bay of Naples. Mr. Bearman downstairs was now ill with pneumonia. The sweeper had found him lying helpless in his room in very wet clothes and shoes. He also found some scattered brushes and a palette with green and yellow colors mixed on it. 2 days later, Mr. Behrman died in a hospital. The last ivy leaf was still there on the wall. It never fluttered. Fluttered means move, or fluttered means move. Okay? Irregular shaking or movement. Flutter or move when the wind blew. It was Berman's masterpiece. He had painted it there that night when the last leaf had fallen. So see what happened. Next morning, Johnsy asks you to open the window, and when the window was open, Johnsy was surprised to see that last ivy vine still had there. Okay, and Johnsy prepared herself because she knew that as the last leaf fell, she too would leave this world. The day passed, but the leaf was still there on the vine. The next morning, when Sue opened the window, the leaf was still there on the vine, and the strong wind and the constant rain could not separate that leaf from that ivy vine. After looking at it for a long time, Johnsy told Sue that she had been wrong to think that she would die when the last leaf fell. Means she understood her mistake. However, the leaf was still there, no show her how weak she was to throw her life away like that. Johnsy then happily took the broth and milk, okay, means that hot soup and milk that Sue had brought for her. She even told Sue that she wanted to paint the Bay of Naples someday. And downstairs, yes, that painter means Behrman was ill with pneumonia, and he was found lying in his room with his brushes and palettes scattered around him. He died 2 days later in a hospital. The last ivy leaf was still there on the wall, and it never fluttered or moved with the wind. Mr. Behrman had finally painted his masterpiece when the last leaf from the ivy tree had fallen that night. Okay, so this is the story, The Last Leaf. This is an emotional and touching story about the help given to a dying girl by an old man and the peace he pays for it. So, this story is adapted from The Last Leaf by O. Henry.